Welcome to day 2 of our yoga video challenge. Today we're going to make a video of a yoga class, but a very short one, so just 5 minutes. And if you end up making this 10 or 15 minutes, that's fine, but the lesson is going to be 5 minutes. A 5-minute video that you post to YouTube, then link in our day 2 yoga video challenge over in Yoga Sequencing and Teaching Tips group. So this is a 5-minute class. Here are your options. You could do a 5-minute meditation, leading people through meditation. You can do a quick centering, couple poses, and then come back down. You can focus on a specific body part. What I would like you to do is focus on what your audience needs. So what's something that they would be searching for or wanting more of right now? Yoga for after you sit all day, yoga for tight shoulders, yoga for low back pain, yoga for tight hips, or yoga for runners, or yoga for beginner runners, and those who are just getting started and have really sore everything. So anyway, yoga for something and make it really quick. Most people right now are looking for a quick fix anyway, so they'll appreciate the shorter classes. So you can say, this is a 10-minute yoga class for your shoulders. And that's going to be your first, the ICC. In your introduction, very first thing you say is, welcome, this is yoga for, or today I'm teaching you, what's your title? Today I'm teaching you how to stretch tight hamstrings after a run. Pick a topic that comes very easy to you to do. Then of course, at least state your name and where they can find more. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm going to be your yoga teacher today. You can learn more about what I have over at ashesyoga.com or check me out on Facebook or Instagram at ashesyoga. Let's get started. And then you would go back and in your space, teach your yoga class. Let's start in Warrior 2. And make sure that when you're teaching, and I gave this same advice yesterday, is to look at the camera. When you're teaching, I know that your gaze or your drishti is supposed to be over your fingers or is supposed to be up or all over the place, but more often than you think you should be looking at the camera. Even in an up dog, turn and look at the camera. It creates connection for beginners and for those watching you who are looking for demonstration. Look at the camera. Now don't get hurt doing that, but look at the camera, okay? Okay, you do not need anything fancy. You can set your phone up on a couple yoga blocks and film like that. If you want to film it long way, that's fine too. You can film it either way, horizontal or long. Just make sure that it's not rotated when you save it. You can easily actually rotate that and edit that, but we want it to be a little bit scrappy. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you might not have a setup like this. I own a yoga studio. This is what I got. So it's actually really great. I'm not lucky in that way because I still have to pay rent on a closed studio, but I have this space and it's great. But your space might not be like that. So to give you some tips, make sure that people can see a little bit above your head. So you are not going to be teaching, and you don't want to be teaching like this and in your poses with your head cut off. That's where I draw the line. So I'd rather have your feet cut off than your head cut off, but do your best to back up your camera about, what do I got? This is probably like 10 or 12 feet. And you can then see my entire arms. Oftentimes my arms are cut out, which is fine too. Your arms can be cut out. Again, this practice does not have to be perfect. These videos are not going to be perfect. I don't want them to be. But you're going to teach a 5-minute class. Maybe it's, all right, come to seated. And if you do a 5-minute seated series, you don't need to be so far away with your camera. It can be a little closer to you. So maybe you're just doing seated poses. And your whole channel is just seated and kneeling and lying down poses because you can't stand. You don't have the space. So we've got to get creative. Find a way to make it work. If you can't do standing poses, don't do standing poses. If you're not comfortable with that or if you get cut off, start to do yoga videos that just keep you seated and down on the ground. So you might start and just do, okay, let's get started. You said your intro real quick because it's a short video. Hey, I'm Ashley from Ashley's Yoga. Today we're going to be doing a 5-minute yoga practice to loosen up the spine and heat up the core. So let's do a little centering. In and out through your nose, talk about the breath. Okay, let's do some side bends. And you got to teach the way that you teach though, the way that you learn. So I'm not going to get too into depth on what you say or how you say it. But as you teach, again, look at the camera, make sure that you're smiling. You seem approachable as you would in a yoga class, and reminding students to modify or to come down if it doesn't feel right, giving more variations or options for those who might be dealing with some stuff, right? So that's what I try to do in my classes when I teach on Zoom is because I can't see everybody, I do offer a lot of variation and modifications. 5-minute class. At the end, so your call to action in this though is not necessarily going to be at the end of class. At the end, you can bring the hands together, Namasté, and then cut and be done. That's it. So your call to action would be at the beginning. After watching this video, make sure you check out my 60-minute tutorial on how to open up the hamstrings, or I don't know, something maybe deeper. So you might say, make sure to subscribe. Just a simple call to action. Subscribe to my video. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe so you're notified when I put new ones out, right? Or go to your website. So that can be at the beginning, because a lot of times at the end, you'll end with a namaste and then be done. It's up to you though. If you want to leave people feeling just blissful and not have to boggle their mind with announcements, like we do in a yoga class, you may leave the call to action or announcements at the beginning. Make it short. So let's do this. Create a 5-minute yoga practice. Any kind of yoga practice, a meditation, simple stretches, 5 poses, and each one is 1 minute long, or maybe it's 30 seconds on each side. And then post it, share it in our group, and let us see your wonderful, super short yoga class videos. Same tips for lighting, for eye contact, and for smiling. If you can, have a light in front of you, not a window behind you. If you've got a window, put curtains up. And find a space where there's not tons and tons of clutter, and it can feel like a nice atmosphere. You might even have to rearrange furniture. That's what I did the other day. I rearranged my whole bedroom so that I can have a better filming space. And it's not perfect. This is a lot better. I just don't have internet here. So I film here, but I don't upload here. So you can rearrange your room, you can rearrange or just have a space or a corner that looks decent and keep it that way. We're going to have to do videos. You know this, right? You're going to have to make changes to make it work. If you want to do it outside, that would be awesome too. Go outside. Set your phone up on something. If you have a tripod, I have a few recommendations. You can use a tripod with a little phone clamp on it, but you wouldn't need that, okay? So let's make our scrappy yoga videos. I say scrappy because they're gritty, not pretty. We just got to get it out there. But I'm giving you a prompt and some ideas to make it like halfway decent. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I want our expectations to not be that high. Just not high at all. So we do our yoga class, try to get in that introduction, the content that you're teaching, and the call to action, and then call it good, upload that bad boy, post it in the group, and let us see your half-assed video, right? All right, so go do that, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.